What is up, boys and girls? What's up? What's up? How are y'all doing? Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Just a quick sec. Welcome.
Drop the roof and let the smoke clear.
Boys and girls. I forgot to put on the chat. Give me a second. Let me just fix the chat real quick. There you go. Chat. Boom. There you go. What's up? What's up, boys? Attendance check before we go and talk about the topics that we have today. Don't mind the wall right here, by the way. The wall right here, it's being fixed. All right, it's being fixed because there was a scratch on it. Don't mind it. What's up, George Gaming? Red Jigsaw. What's up, my boy? My alpha male. Chem Valenzuela. Cyborg Genos. George Gaming. Syndrome. James. Again, so a lot of James here. John Eric Swag, Mar MLBB, JV Ron, Make You ML, Aiden, Vote Yeseo, JV Ron again, DJY. Be careful, chat, I'll be more careful. Hey Mirko, I really respect your thoughts on Omega being a threat over RRQ, but I tell you, RRQ is a different beast and it just shows how dominant they are in the finals over Blacklist and versus Execration. Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. You know, I think every single team that's participating in MSC is a threat, definitely. Every team, a threat. What's up, boys? What's up in the chat, everyone here? DJY is here. What's up? Before we start, though, Liverpool 130th birthday, I guess, 130th year that they've been up. Shout out Liverpool, my boy. Yo, Mirko, what's up? Cuckoo Melon, Zhao Titan, Aiden, Idol Mob, Roadrunner, Eureka, JV Ron, Ray Anthony, Ranley, Mirko, what's up, my man? What's up, DJY? All right. So you can kind of call this a podcast thingamajiggy, right? Because we're just gonna be doing that. We're gonna be talking about MSC and stuff, and I might invite some dudes to join in. You know, I might invite Arashi. Would you guys like to? Let me just ask him to join the. Hala Madrid. Oh no, guys, it's been a week. It's been a fucking week. Shut the fuck up. No, stop. I've been recovering. Okay, if you guys don't know why I've been AFK and why I've been on a hiatus, haven't streamed that much, it's because your boy has been healing from the Madrid loss. So shut the fuck up. If you say Madrid in chat, I am going to report you, and I am going to ban you from my chat. I'm joking. I'm joking. Messi or Ronaldo? Messi. Invite Turner. When's MSC? MSC is very, very soon, my dudes. I can't wait for it, honestly. And you know, because Eterna already revealed it on her channel, I guess it's okay to reveal. I didn't know that this was okay to reveal, but whatever. She said this in her channel during her live, so I'm just gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna be casting an MSC. I'm gonna be casting for the English desk at MSC. So, for everyone who wanted me to cast, I'm back. I'm back, baby. Your voice back, and we will be in MSC. MSC. Okay, so let me just. Okay, it's gonna start on the 11th of June. No, is it 11th of June? That's the first day. Yeah. Okay, 11th of June, boys. 11th of June. That's when MSC will start. But fun fact. I don't know if I'm not. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna tell you guys about the fun fact, but because I don't know if I'm able. I can tell you guys, but all right, I will be casting an MSC. That's about it. That's everything I can tell you for now. Look at Cloudy. She's sleeping. I put her right there so that you guys can catch her on the camera. Good evening, brother. Good evening, boys. Mirko will Eterna, Goni, and RRQ Hoshi cast. Right now, the only two English casters from Indonesia will be me and Eterna. For now, it's me and Eterna who will be flying over to Malaysia, and we'll be casting for MSC 2022. Yeah. So you're flying to MY? Yeah, buddy. Kuala Lumpur, here I come. If you guys are from Malaysia, DJY, I know you're Malaysian, my dude. I know you're Malaysian. You better be at MSC, and you better tell me that you're DJY, because I don't know what you look like. You know, you better tell me, hey, buddy, I'm DJY. Can we get a pic or something? And I would want to take a pic with you. You know, and everyone as well, man. If you're a fan, if you're in Malaysia, or if you're visiting Malaysia to watch MSC, fucking dude, come on, tell me. I want to take a picture with all you guys. MSC will not be MSC without you, Mirko. Hey, I mean, nah, man. Where's Arashi? I don't know. I messaged him on Discord. We'll see. If he wants to join in, I'll let him join in. If he doesn't, we're gonna be chilling out. I love getting book. I'm not gonna read that out. What's that book? No. Hey, chat. I have a question for you before we start, though. Do you guys have you guys gotten the Ride-On skin? The new MLBB Ride-On skin? Have you guys seen the Ride-On skin? I'm waiting for chat to get to the delay part. Yo, Mirko, we want podcast. Technically, right now we're doing kind of a podcast because we're just gonna be talking. We're just gonna be talking about what's up. Sag, I can't go to Malaysia, dude. Sag, who do you think will be two final teams? Yeah, we're gonna get into that. There's a few topics. There are a few topics that I wanna talk about here. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about a few topics for today about MSC 2020. Yeah, there. Okay, someone beat me to it. Right on these nuts. So everyone who's like, oh, right on? What's right on? Right on these nuts. You guys got fucking fooled. What we talking about? Hey, yo, you know what? Naisou, my boy Naisou. We can can we hop on Discord? Are you free right now? You want to hop on Discord and let's just chill and talk about MSC? Who's the other caster with you in English? Well, I don't know if the other casters have revealed if they're going to MSC, but the ones that I know that have revealed themselves to be casting an MSC is me and Eterna. Eterna did it on stream, and I was like, wait, okay, so I guess this is information that we can tell everyone. So, whatever. I'll just say it on stream, and I said it, okay? Mirko, how does what the fuck, Binky? That's a question that you... very weird question. Perfume. She smells like perfume. Yeah, I can, bro, in like 60 minutes. Cool, Naisou, yeah. All right. Well, Naisou is going to be here soon. Then I will just... which Discord are you on, buddy? I'll DM you my Discord. I'll DM you my Discord, and then we can have Naisou on here, boys. Would you guys like Naisou to talk? Mr. Tuna himself. Talking about MSC. Give me a sec, my dudes. Just going to invite him over to the Discord via Instagram. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me, boys. We are very close to 7K. No, we're not. We're 6 point something K. But yeah, okay, I've invited Naisou to Discord. We're just gonna be waiting for him in one of the rooms. Yo, Naisou, just let me know when you're in, all right? If you're in, then I'll give you a role to join the private Discord. And we might have Arashi as well. Yeah, I'm trying to invite Arashi. What are your thoughts on BTK having a match against it? Yeah, that's one of the topics we're going to talk about, and that's what we're going to start with, to be honest, because before we get into the juicy MSC, let's talk about what's happening in the Mobile Legends bang bang world, right? Number one, it's BTK. BTK, they've landed in the Philippines after struggling to get out of Indonesia because they missed their flight or something. But yeah, they've been scrimming, and I've actually watched the scrims. They went up against Dogi, right? Dogi's second team, I guess, and Dogi 4-0'd them. I've also been watching a lot of Dogi, man. I really like his content. He's a funny guy, and he's a very vocal guy, right? He's not scared of like giving his opinions out, basically. Yeah, I really like Dogi, and yeah, they completely just shat on BTK. But like I've said many times before, I've actually said this multiple times about BTK. The only reason that they were like super impressive at M3 was because they were given time to adapt. There was 2 weeks of quarantine, and they used those 3 weeks very, very well to adapt, to keep on scrimming, to practice against all the Southeast Asian teams, and they were able to get to the Southeast Asian level very, very quickly. And that's what I said about them coming into the Philippines. I don't expect them to be a powerhouse instantly. I don't even think they're Philippine quality level in terms of gameplay yet, but if you give them time, we've seen it from M3 that they can adapt really, really fast. The guys are really, really good mechanically. The thing is, they just need to sharpen up, because after going back from M3, after going back to the US from Singapore for M3, they faced lower quality opponents. Let's be honest here, right? NA, in terms of the skill level, there's not really a lot of people who are crazy, insane good. That's the main problem they have, and that's why they're like flying over to the Philippines, right? They're coming here to train. They're coming here to experience the Southeast Asian ranked games, where it's so fucking competitive, and it actually just playing ranked alone makes you a better player in Southeast Asia, right? But that's something you don't get in NA for the most part because of the different levels. And yeah, I really hope that they get to adapt. I really hope that they get a slot in the MPL. Hopefully MPL PH. Oh, my bad. Hopefully they get a slot into MPL PH, but I don't know though. Like, I don't know about the regulations there, because when we're talking about the franchise league, let's talk about MPL PH. Can BTK join or participate in MPL PH? I don't know about that. I don't know the actual regulations behind imported players, because there's a lot of different regulations in different esport titles. In one of them, which has a franchise league, let's say there's an NA league, right? The North American League. They can only have 2 imported players on their main lineup. 2 imported players. So the other 3 need to be North American. So Philippines, do they have that same regulation? I don't even know if MPL ID have those regulations. I just brain farted. But yeah, imported players. We can't have 5 imported players in the same team. Okay, 2 imports per team. Yeah, okay. So 2 imports per team. Been confirmed by Zkild, I guess, and Naisou as well. So there you go. I hope they get scouted by the teams. Obviously, I wish them the best after their performance at M3. They really do deserve to be picked up by a team. I've seen Dogi praise Shark a lot, and this is actually something that me, Leo, all the M3 casters said as well. Back in M3, we were really impressed by Shark. Out of the entire BTK lineup, I think we were most impressed by Shark, just purely based on how he plays these roamers. And it's really good to see him get recognized by Dogi as well, and the Filipinos. They came to PH for a real me match with Blacklist only. Did they only come here for one match? I feel like they flew over to the Philippines to get something other than just not just. They're not gonna be here just for one match, to be honest. Right. I don't know. For information, Dogi helped them to get here in PH. Real me sponsoring their tickets and boot camp. Oh, so it's confirmed. So wait, they're just here for a match against Blacklist? I thought they were like trying to get scouted or something. Mirko, make a smash or pass content for the MLBB female heroes. Dude, that's the main event. That's the main event of next week, possibly. If it's sponsored, then ka-ching. Highest chance Shark will become an import. Yeah, Shark is really good. The only thing that I guess communication should be good, right? Should be all right. Shark understands English. I don't know if Shark speaks English that well though, because I've heard Zayn speak English, Victor for sure, Fried Chicken, but I haven't heard Shark speak English. I've heard Zia as well. Spoke with Zayn a while when he was here. I'll share in a bit. Ooh, guys, we're gonna get some spicy information about BTK when Naisou joins. All right, so okay, let's just save that topic real quick. Let's save the BTK topic for when Naisou gets here. Let's talk about MSC. All right, we're gonna scout a little bit here before we actually talk about MSC. I want to scout a little bit. How hype are you guys for MSC? I want to know how hype are you guys in MSC. 1 to 10, spam it in chat. Don't spam, just like type it in. 10 is like fucking insane hype. 5 is like pretty alright. 1 is like I don't give a fuck. Alright? So 1 to 10, just let me know how hyped are you guys for MSC, because I think for me, it's at its peak right now. It's at 10 for me. Shout out my idol. What's up, John Ray? BMO and Lusty don't have teams just yet, and they'd pick a foreigner over them? Oh, 10, 8, 9, super. 8, 7. Okay, there's just a lot of 10s here. 4.2. All right. There's some people who are not that hype, but most people are hype. All right. As hype as Real beating Liverpool. Get this man out of here. Ban him right now. Lodi Mirko, give me a shout out. What's up, Baloo Bamba? 2 cause PH versus PH again. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a tier list as well. Maybe we can get Naisou's opinion as well. For the tier list. Let's see. Maybe he just wants to do it. Maybe he wants to do it for his own channel, right? So we'll see. If he's down to do it here, I'm down to give him to know his opinion about the teams. I also have a question for Naisou, a very spicy question. By the way, if you guys are wondering what happened to my mic condenser thingy majiggy here, my girlfriend's dog bit this off. Who is Sibol and why they wrote a statement to fight BTK? What? I have no idea, my dude. I don't really follow the Filipino scene that much. I try to like look over clips of the Filipino channels and stuff. Yeah. I'm hyped because I have a content drought in YouTube. Wow. Especially looking out for RRQ and RSGPH. Grand final prediction, RRQ versus Omega. RRQ versus Omega. All right, you know what? At this point, I just really want to know your opinions as well. Who do you guys think will be the top 2 teams of in MSC? You think it's gonna be PHPH? Do you guys think it's gonna be PHID, RRQ Omega, RRQ RSG, RSG Omega, RRQ Onic perhaps? I want to know your opinions, guys, because for me, it's I'm leaning over to like Omega and RRQ or Omega and RSG right now. Mirko, why are a lot of Indonesian content creators and fans are talking about automatic slot for M4, the champions of MSC? Is this true? Oh, that's a great topic to talk about. Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that after the prediction thing right here from the chat. RSG Omega, PH versus PH for sure, IDNS and Falcon. Wow. All right, that's an interesting take. IDPH, PHID. There's a lot of PHPH, there's a lot of PHID, there's a lot of RRQ Omega, there's a lot of RRQ RSG and RSG Omega, but I guess it's safe to say that I think it's undoubtedly PH dominant, right? From the history of the past year, it's just been dominated by PH internationally. So Yeah, I mean it's just a fact currently that I think Philippines are stronger. Hopefully Indonesia can bounce back though. I'm an Indonesian myself, and I'll be supporting Indonesia, but I gotta be realistic. I think PH right now are the stronger region, but again, these things change over time. With the Indonesian pro players not fixated on streaming that much anymore, hopefully we can step up again. Hopefully. I have a feeling MY versus PH. Yo, DJY. All right, yeah, dude. Guys, shut the fuck up about. Okay, don't talk about the Filipino teams and don't talk about the Indonesian teams. Who do you think is the strongest outside of Philippines and Indonesia? Because when I ask for MSC predictions, M3 predictions, it's all just PH, ID, PH, blah 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 blah. Let's talk about the other teams, the other countries. Malaysia, Myanmar coming back. Like, what's going on here? Malaysia, I think they've stepped up. Since M3 they've stepped up. Singapore, dude, they beat Malaysia in SEA Games for the bronze medal. So yeah, all these other countries, Thailand as well with IDNS. Who's the strongest? Evos SG. There's a lot of SG versus PH, SG, MY, Evos SG, Malaysia, USA, Vincent Shadow. It's MSC. It's Mobile Legends Southeast Asian Cup. USA is not participating. SG also stepped up. Yeah, SG is insane. Honestly, I fucking love their playstyle too. Cause I don't know why. SG is like their playstyle is very similar to Blacklist in the fact that they just wait for objectives and they play for objectives, right? Very objective oriented. Mirko will win best caster. There's not gonna be a best caster award in MSC. If there is, I don't think there is, but hopefully I win best caster season 10. Although I don't think I'm in, fam. Okay, yo, Naisou's in. Let me just give him the roll. The boys, there you go. All right, let's pull him in. Yo, Naisou, what's up, my guy?
Yo.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. All good. All right.
I'll just send friend request, bro.
Cool. Yo, chat. Is Naisou's volume all good? Is it good?
Test 1 2 chat. Test 1 2.
Test. Can you hear the tuna?
Yeah, we're not gonna live it down.
Yeah. All right, it should be good. Wait, let me just wait for the delay to catch up to them. But how are you, man?
What is the delay?
I don't know, man. It's
bro?
a standard YouTube delay. I think it's like 5 seconds.
Okay, so it's like less than Facebook.
Is it? I think there's
Yeah,
there's an option to go for the lowest delay on
Bro,
YouTube.
Facebook's like 10 to 15 seconds, man.
Holy shit! I think it might be 10 seconds too.
I'm about to switch to YouTube, bro.
Hey. Yeah, we can hear him. All right, cool. All right, so I guess we're gonna go back to the BTK topic then. BTK. All right, Naisou, you got the juice, you got the tea. You gonna spill the tea?
I mean, without like saying too much, I feel like, because Zane was here for playoffs, and then he had the interview thing, and I was pretty much his bodyguard, I feel like, for the day, because he doesn't understand, obviously, any Filipino or much at all, but it was just a chance for me to like get to know what he was feeling and the plans, I guess, for BTK. So there's some stuff that he told me like don't talk about. So the stuff that I probably can talk about is pretty much like they're here obviously more than just the C Bowl thing, because I know some people are like, yo, this BTK literally just here for C Bowl, right? Which was kind of just announced. But that, like, with what Zane did here I think he was here for like a month, basically just training, right? That's kind of what they want to do as a team, since I heard you mention it earlier on stream, like they don't have as much competition in NA.
Yep.
So they've got to pretty much practice it's almost like League of Legends, right, where players go to Korea, and they like stay in Korea. Yeah, so it's pretty much like that for them. And just to get better as a team and see where it takes them, because I know that, I don't know if you saw me and Leo cast like NACT, like the NA thing. So they're trying to like build something there, but like I don't know if that's gonna happen in time, right? For like what BTK wants, what their squad wants. So from what I know, they want to still compete for the rest of this year and then just see where things like take them, basically. So if they land up on different teams, you know, if the offer is there or whatever, then that might end up happening.
No. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, they're basically using it to... So, I guessed it right, right? Like, they're coming here to train, to try to adapt to the Southeast Asian level, and to try to get scouted as well.
Yeah, pretty much. Because, like you said, NA is... Man, dude, coming from NA, I want NA to
Yeah.
I really want like MPL NA. Like I would love to see that happen, but
Yeah, man.
you know, just how does it happen, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, what do you think is the problem though? Like in NA, do you think it's just the player base, or is Moonton not pushing it over to NA? Are they not pushing marketing that much, or like what do you think about NA?
Talking with the guy that's heading like most of this stuff, like he's spearheading pretty much everything. It's more like we want to see you guys kind of spearhead something, create something, and then like if it pops off or if it works out, then they'll support it. Like that type of thing. Like they want to see them establish something over there first, I feel like, until they really get involved to see like how much interest there is, more so.
Oh, I see. And how did the NACT go? Was it like viewership wise, did it go well? Was it
I think because they multi-streamed it. So it was like it was Facebook, it was YouTube, it was TikTok. And I think at one point there was probably, you know, a couple thousand viewers. So that's, I mean, for NA that doesn't technically quote unquote have like a big scene, that was a big step up for them, because before that it was all like community tournaments.
Oh, so the NACT was actually like it was Moonton? It was Moonton? Oh shit.
That's already, so like that's already a step in the right direction. What I was telling the organizers, I was like, dude, this is already a step in the right direction. It's just you guys got to keep hashing it out, because before that, the guy that was leading everything, he actually started as a streamer. His name is Trex, like Trex. That was his Facebook page. I know some Filipino viewers knew him. But he pretty much spearheaded everything with his own like community league, and then which got interest, which BTK participated in before, and then the actual like roadmap to M4 got developed in collaboration with Moonton. So that's what NACT is, and I think they have another season here coming up pretty soon. I think next month. I think after MSC.
Right after MSC. Is that going to be like the qualifications for M4 as well, or is that just going to? Oh, wow! They're doing it really early then.
They have it's like a legit roadmap. So that's their pretty much their tournament leading up to M4. So, and I will say this: there is a team that it just like shows promise. I'm not going to say that they can roll over BTK or anything like that, but Area 70. I think it's Area 77. Like,
yeah, I saw them actually. Yeah. Did they win the tournament?
Yeah, they won. They won NACT.
but that wasn't with the full BTK roster, right? It was only with Zia and Shark, right? Like Zia and Shark played. Yeah.
And I think a couple others. I think Zia and Shark. Dude, I'm trying to remember, but I think they were on a team called like Team Sexy, and they got beat out. I can't remember who was in the last one, but Area 77 just kind of like, I think they sweeped it, if I remember right.
Damn. All right. Yeah. So I mean, that's always good to see though. Like, even though some of you guys are BTK fans in chat, it's always good to see though, because it shows a rising level of competition in NA. Really good.
I was actually watching some of their scrims, BTK versus like the full BTK before they left, before they got stuck in like Indonesia or whatever, right? But Trex actually invited me to watch some of their scrims, so it was BTK and Area 77, and it was pretty even, honestly. Like, I don't know how many times they scrimmed or how many games they played, but from what I heard, because I popped in kind of late, you know, it was like Area 77 took a game off BTK, BTK took a game. You know, it was good practice for both of them, and I think that's also nice for BTK to have like somewhat of competition. You know, so who knows how that'll play out in the next NACT.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Yeah, hopefully the competition keeps on rising. How's Gosu though? Did Gosu participate in Team Gosu? Did they participate in NACT?
I don't think so, man. Cause like that happened the last week of MPL Philippines, week 8, I think, like last week of regular season. So Leo and I casted Friday, Saturday, Sunday, week 8, and then Monday morning at like 6 in the morning Philippine time, we casted NACT. So we just casted the grand final.
I see. All right, interesting, very interesting. Hopefully again, this with NACT being the thing, hopefully they grow the viewership and the player base over there, and hopefully it gets to a level where they can actually have MPL NA. Because I agree, even though I'm not from NA, I would love to see MPL NA. Obviously, everyone would love to see Mobile Legends keep on growing, right? Like everywhere around the world. NA, we already have Brazil. Maybe we can have one for LAN, right? LAN doesn't have MPL, right? Latin America. They don't have an MPL.
Isn't it LATM?
Latam?
Isn't that Latin America?
Do they have an MPL though?
See, I don't think it's like an official MPL.
Yeah, it's still a qualification thing, right? And even in the Middle East as well.
Yeah.
Still MENA. Maybe MPL MENA will be there soon. Wait, was it already revealed? I think MPL is coming to CIS, right? The CIS region. Maybe, hopefully.
Man, I don't know what's been like officially released or talked about yet, but I mean, I know a couple more MPLs are gonna be popping up.
Turkey and CIS are doing good apparently. From my chat, Brazil is doing great. Brazil doing great. For their their second season technically.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. LAN and LAS makes up Latam. Cool. All right then. I guess can't hear you. Wait, you guys can't hear me? Is it? Am I? Hello? Can you guys hear me properly? Is all good? Question. Chat. When will the waifu segment begin in Mirko's live? My dude, that's a separate stream. We're gonna do that in a separate stream. And today is a little bit more serious. Yeah. I did like we kind of hinted at a waifu tier list for MLBB. My previous stream. Yeah.
Sheesh.
I guess I could ask you right now. Who do you think is the most attractive MLBB female character before we move on to MSC?
Oh man. I gotta say Kagura, bro.
See, guys. Okay.
Kagura.
Yo, chat. See, it's Kagura. I said that Kagura was my second because I'm obviously biased towards 1-1, and Sheffin, one of my mods, he says that Selena is better than Kagura. So Sheffin, there you go. 2 beats 1, buddy. Oh, by the way. There's a new ladies pro team named Ligma Galaxy. Did you know about that?
I didn't. Ligma Galaxy.
Ligma balls.
Oh my god.
Alright, we got him, Sheffin. Thank you, buddy. I read it off chat.
What?
Yeah. Oh man, we got him. But yeah, my chat. Oh, Lunox. Everyone's spamming Lunox as well. Kagura so hot. Balman most handsome.
Damn.
Can Balman become a Century Tuna model?
Oh, dude. I don't even think I can. Oh, wait. Did you announce that you're going to MSC?
I did. Because I saw Eterna announce it on her stream. So I was like, okay, I guess it's all right. So I just do it.
Damn, Sana all. That's what we'd say in Tagalog here, bro. Sana all MSC.
Oh, all right then. What do you guys think though, guys? Is Naisou going to Malaysia? Question mark. Big question mark. Before we move on, this is a good segue to the MSC topic.
Oh man.
All right. I want to see it, chat. Do you guys think that Naisou, MSC? Question mark. MY. It's starting pretty soon, so confirmation. We'll need confirmation. Naisou going MSC? Question mark. Naisou gonna cosplay Balman? Oh god.
Please no.
Are you gonna predict MSC? Yes, we are gonna be predicting. Well, I'm gonna be predicting MSC. I don't know if you want to join in, Naisou. Do you want to join in predicting MSC, or do you want to do it in your own channel?
Yeah. I'll let you do it, man. Because what time is it, bro? 7:30. Okay.
All right. Cool. Yeah. I guess to make it fast. to not take up your time, we're gonna do your prediction first. All right? You cool with that?
You want me to predict who I think is gonna win?
Yeah, who you think is gonna win? Who? Firstly, we're gonna do a kind of a tier list thing. I want to know who you think is like. How do you categorize these teams? Favorites, underrated, overrated, perhaps, and you know, just maybe weaker team compared to the others. You know, I just want to have that just before we get into the predictions, so we know your thought process behind the teams.
Ooh, dude. Okay. Well, I mean, okay. To be honest, bro, I'm a little biased because
No worries,
you
man.
know I was an RSG PH stan since
Oh,
season 8. Dude.
man.
So
You know, I'd be the. You know, last season I was basically the same, man. Bigatron made it to MSC. This season though, yeah, I'm pretty objective this season because no BTR, but
yeah,
but yeah, no
like,
worries.
like RSG PH when they came in season 8, it was because like amateur scene I was a fan of Demon Kite, right? And then just seeing how they kind of like develop. Also, Coach Panda, I met him at my first like live event as a viewer for MSC. What was that? MSC 20. I feel like it was 2017.
Oh,
or something
shit.
where it was held in the Philippines.
Oh yeah.
And he was coaching, I think Archangel, if I remember right. And I met Coach Panda there. So then to see him like end up coaching RSG Philippines, and then I was a big fan of Demon Kite in the amateur scene, and then to see them kind of like develop through season 8, I was like, oh, this. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Blacklist. You know, I was a huge Brent fan before, but RSG Philippines, their story, their members, individual skill, and all that, I was like, this is my favorite team right here, man. So already for MSC, I'm just gonna say, I call it RSG Philippines. Omega, like, I love them too, and I always say this on our broadcast, like, I love Omega because actually my middle name is Omega. So I've always kind of like naturally been an Omega fan, you know, with the Chak Mamba and everything. But
so two of your favorite teams are in MSC.
Yeah, them too. But honestly, I love Omega, but I feel like they're gonna struggle a little bit.
Really?
And I need to see how they do in the group stage and everything. Yeah.
All right. So basically, for you right now, currently as it stands. Wait, let me just switch
Drop the
over.
roof and let the smoke clear.
So for you, S tier teams, is it gonna be RSGPH and Omega?
Honestly, I wouldn't put Omega in S tier for me.
Omega and S tier.
No, I wouldn't put them. I would not put them in S tier for me.
All right.
No. Like in the environment of all these 12 teams, I wouldn't put them in S tier. I'd put RSG Philippines in S tier. Yeah.
Okay, so RSG Philippines in S tier. There you go. No kill VJ, no win. What are your thoughts on that from my chat?
I mean, Kill VJ is obviously a great player and everything, but I think they filled in the role just fine, especially for this season 9. You know, I think
great.
they have. Yeah, I saw Ryzen kind of develop through the season, and casting for him and everything, and I can say like I think he filled in the role a lot better this season 9 than the opportunity that he had in season 8. So I think Ryzen's a perfect fit right now for Omega.
All right, cool. That's great. Okay then. Do we move over to an Indonesian team first then? We don't know where Omega is right now. Let's move over to the Indonesian champions. RRQ. How do you rate
them
RRQ?
S tier.
S tier?
S tier.
Above
Yeah.
or below RSG? This is a big boy
Below,
question.
bro.
Below.
Below.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Just asking, you know, just to make sure. I already knew the answer before I even asked the question, but, you know,
You
gotta
just
make
had
sure.
to.
Yeah, but okay. Any explanations for RRQ, or maybe like your thoughts on RRQ in general, how they won in MPID?
I don't know. I feel like there's obviously like an apparent weakness for RRQ, especially after watching C games. Whereas like I've said it time and time again with RSG Philippines, man, I just like they don't show many weak points, and who knows how that'll like. One of the biggest question marks that I do have for RSG Philippines is Coach Panda won't be there physically. Like, does that actually play a role in their performance for MSC? That's what I'm wondering, right? Because I know he's going to be there remotely, right? But he's not going to be there with them. So, but I'm sure they'll still have it together. Whereas, again, I feel like RRQ kind of has like a weakness. But then you guys have like these, dude, you guys have like these all-star monster players, right? Like,
True,
especially
true.
with, I don't know. I feel like either Franco is going to be a priority ban through the tournament, or whoever gets that Franco, they're going to be making some nasty plays because we've got a lot of great Franco players, dude.
I agree, man. There are a lot of great Franco players in the tournament. I agree 100%. Honestly, like let me just label this real quick so that the chat understands what S tier really means. A tier, I guess you guys can understand that. I would put this as underrated, or you know what? Let's put Dark Horse here. All right, cool then. Let's move over to the Malaysian champions first. Todak. What do you think? Todak.
Oh. See, I want to put them in the S tier too, but
same.
I feel like in with all these teams here, they're almost A tier for me.
Almost A tier.
It's like I want to put them in between S and A.
In between S and A.
Yeah, but I can't.
You can't.
So, you know, because we obviously can't throw all the champions in S tier, right? So, and I'm doing this off the spot. I was actually going to do a tier list myself, but, you know, you just threw this out here. So I'm just going off the top of my head here. I would have put Todak in A.
All right.
But if I could give him like an A+, I would.
A or A+. All right, cool. So they're just right between S. They're about to be favorites in the tournament, basically, with their performance in M3 and in C Games, you think?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And now I think, for me personally, this is a very underrated team. No one has been talking about this team at all. RRQ Singapore.
Todak?
RRQ Singapore.
Oh.
Todak? Yeah, all right. We've got a lot of buzz since M3, right? Their performance in M3 was pretty insane. But RRQ SG, dude, with their M3 performance being not too good, they became champions in Singapore, but it feels like no one's talking about them, you know?
Yeah, and that group, what group is that? Where they're both RSG, right? Is that group Group B or C?
I forgot the group. Let me check real quick right here. It is Group B.
Group B. Yeah. I mean, RSG Singapore, man, you got to think too. They've literally, if I remember right, their achievements, right? Champions this time. Last season, the grand finalists, season 1 grand finalists. So like, they obviously have a lot of experience and great toolkits for each individual player. Like, for example, Diablo. Like, we don't actually spend so much time on side laners, right? Like most of the players that are highlighted are like junglers, the roamers. But honestly, man, like if you think about it, that's what makes RC Philippines so strong, is like their side laners, right? Especially like Nabs. And I feel like Diablo is one of those aspects of RSG Singapore that is a great XP laner who actually has potential to just carry games to the point where it allows the rest of the team, like their gold laner, to pop off, or their jungler, you know, Bray, to do his thing. So it's tough, but I'm gonna put RSG Singapore also in A.
RSG Singapore also in A. Above? Below Todak?
Above
of Todak. All right, so the C Games result kind of is it because of the C Games results?
That, but also the fact that I've just been watching a ton of like replays this past week.
All right, so you've been watching a lot of replays from RSG Singapore's games against Evos.
Yeah.
All right, so they are impressive.
Even deep into their regular season, dude. Like
oh shit! Yeah. All right, he's been doing his research, boys. All right, cool. So RSG, how have they looked in the regular season? Did they look dominant, or were they just insane in the playoffs, like Omega, right?
Some of the weeks, so like I bounced around the regular seasons or regular weeks, and I feel like they were a little bit sloppy in some of the games, especially RSG versus Evos. Like there were some games where they obviously like were a little sloppy, but yeah, I feel like they just kind of found their form. But honestly, this could be said about all the teams when playoffs came, right? Yeah. Most of them had like a break before playoffs started, and then they just like found their form for playoffs. So I feel like all teams here had like a different final form for playoffs, right? So yeah.
All right, cool then. Cool. We already have all the champions from all the major regions except for Cambodia. Impunity KH, the champions of MPL Cambodia. This team, dude, I fucking love this team ever since MSC 2021. When I casted OP's game, I was instantly I fell in love with this playstyle.
Yeah. It's, you know what's funny is the first time I casted these guys was Top Clans tournament. Ooh. And that was my first exposure to like actually casting for like a game, their gameplay. Same thing, OP, like his jungler, his jungle kind of like the style that he plays is I feel like what a lot of people like to see, because I think he does still even pick up Hayabusa. If I remember, I try to remember off the top of my head, but he likes the assassin junglers, right? And I don't know how that's going to work in the current meta, especially for MSC, but just, I mean, all of them stick out. OP, Deja, Boom, Tai, and I think Senpai, right? So
Yep.
I don't know. This one's tough too. But I'm also going to put them in A. I have a clear dark horse in mind, so I'm going to put Impunity in A.
Impunity in A. I'm guessing below RSG Singapore and Todak.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, there you have it, boys. All the major regions, all the regions who have an MPL, they've been rated here, the champions for now. But Orange is Mirko squad. Maybe I'm a fan of Min and Man, boys, you know? But okay then, Impunity in A tier. Let's talk about IDNS or Myanmar first. Do you want to go for IDNS or do you want to go for Falcon first?
Let's do IDNS. Also, real quick, I hate Vegemite. I say that in the chat, Nightcore. Yeah, I hate Vegemite, bro.
I've never tasted Vegemite.
It's an Australian thing.
Yeah, I know. What does it taste like? How bad is it? How bad does it taste?
Tastes like, I don't know, bro. It tastes terrible for me. People like it though. I don't like it.
All right, but yeah,
Tastes like
just a fun fact as well though. For Impunity, White Knight was a jungler back in MSC 2021. OP was an XP laner, and now he moved on to the jungle role, and he's been fucking popping off, right? He's basically a hyper carry. The way he plays is still kind of like the old meta, where he hyper carries his team, right? He tries to get these big fights and turn it over to their side.
Yeah.
That's going to be really interesting from Impunity. And I think that's going to be the main win condition. That's going to be tough for them.
Like that's what's so okay. Like that's what's so exciting about MSC, because like Southeast Asia obviously has like the best teams, best metas, right? And then when you get to see all of them kind of like clash, and just all these, because like if you think about it, some of the teams have similar play styles, or you know, meta heroes, like the way that they execute things, but if you look at the regions, like they have their own kind of like uniqueness, and I feel like that's what is exciting from a broadcasting standpoint. Like how do they play against these other regions with their kind of play style, right? Some are a little more scrappy, some are a little more tactical, and that's what's exciting. Now for I Do Not Sleep, I feel like I've casted for these guys in top clans. I think Lois again is a great jungler. Most of the people focus on junglers. Lois is a great jungler. Izzy in the gold lane, great player too. Angelina though, like Angelina, if you look at Angelina, mid laner for them, especially on Xavier, like if Angelina gets Xavier, it's gonna be tough. A tough match. I don't know. Xavier's obviously going to be a priority, kind of like with what we've been seeing, right? But just the plays and the decision making. If you watch Angelina, very, very great player. So I Do Not Sleep. I'm going to actually put them in the dark horse here.
Don't sleep on IDNS.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't sleep on them. Because, bro. Like just watching some of their recent games and even the Mekong qualifier. I think that's what it was called. Mekong qualifier, right? They dominated, man. And
did they they stomped on everyone? Did they lose a single game?
I don't think so.
Damn.
Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure it was a sweep. Where's the Liquipedia? Anyway, it was I Do Not Sleep. I'm pretty sure it was a sweep, if I remember right. But either way, yeah, I want to put them in the dark horse because I just feel like a lot of people aren't paying enough attention to them, because again, this is what typically happens, right, with teams that don't have MPLs, right? A lot of people don't keep them on the radar. For sure. So who knows how that'll play out, right? I agree. In the actual tournament.
I agree. You know, I think IDNS, they actually have history, right? This team won MSC. They've won MSC.
Yeah, 2017.
And IZ, they still have IZ in their squad. This guy is one of the champions back in MSC 2017, right? So they still have a lot of experience, I guess, with the squad just from IZ alone. And I think all of the others are like rookies or just new players in general. I know Lois played in 2021, but he was new in 2021. So now, with the experience that he had in 2021, he's bringing some experience over. They swapped up some players, right? No more Ramela playing. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think they're a big dark horse, though, for sure, here.
All right, cool then. Let's move on over to Myanmar. The team, well, technically, if we just rolled back the year and we gave Myanmar competitive experience, I would say that they would still be one of the favorites, right? Like Myanmar, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Philippines. I think those are the major regions when it comes to international tournaments. Usually after M2, especially with Burmese Ghouls having such a great run, but now with them basically on they got a hiatus, a 1-year hiatus from competitive play. Now Falcon, yes, obviously it's still going to be very impressive. After looking at their SEA Games performance as well, even though it wasn't Falcon, it was I forgot the team's name. Team participated in SEA Games, but still, I think Myanmar pretty strong. But what do you think? What do you think about Myanmar here, Falcon? What do you think about Falcon?
See, for me, they're kind of like this is the toss up for me. I wouldn't consider them a dark horse, but it's like, what was the last thing they did? I know they did, because I also watched some VODs from, like, was it the Real Cup? I even just covered, yeah, that. But I also just covered, like, I just did some research with these guys for one of these YouTube videos I did. But I don't know, man. When I watch them, they are a team that is just kind of a wild card, right? Like, that's how I see it. And in terms of like going against these other teams, I just feel like they're gonna struggle a little bit. So for me, Falcon is not a dark horse. They're C tier for me.
C tier. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
There you go. Falcon in C tier. So just as again, just to explain to you guys what C tier is. C tier is basically like the category where we feel like teams aren't as strong as the others, you know, in the tournament. So that's what it is. Favorites, obviously self-explanatory. A, dark horse, there you go. But just C tier, just a little bit weaker, a tad bit weaker in our expectations. And remember, guys, this is just an opinion. Everyone has different opinions, you know. So chill out, boys. But there you go. Falcon Esports in C tier. Let's move on over, I guess, to Omega. Has to be Omega next.
Son of a gun, dude. You know what? This is totally random. I should have turned my camera on. I could have just grabbed this and put it on my channel.
You're right.
Son of a gun.
Son of a gun. Well, technically, you could voice over the entire thing again, or you could basically just screenshot it and explain why you think this is your prediction.
Yeah. That's all good. All right, moving on. Omega. My boys, Omega. I'm okay. Omega, obviously, also the defending MSC champions, right? So they are back. They are a team that is known for their comebacks. Like
they're all big game players, dude. I swear, there's something wrong with this team. They're so fucking unpredictable. I myself, as an Indonesian, I thought Blacklist was going to win MSC 2021. I didn't think Execration would. After their loss against Evos in the upper brackets, I was like, all right, that's it. It's gonna be Blacklist and Evos in the finals. What the fuck happened? In like literally a day, they were able to adapt and they were able to progress so fucking fast.
Dude, that's like same thing. I don't know what the hell happened to them, especially coming into the playoffs.
It's crazy. And they need to be in the lower bracket. That's just this thing. That's just the thing about Omega.
Like it's funny because I want to put them in A, but I also still feel like Omega is somewhat of a dark horse. But I feel like that's tough because if you say dark horse, right, then it would be like people aren't paying attention to them and they're not expecting them when they are the previous champions for MSC. So I'm going to put them in A. I'm going to put them actually because of their special ability to just surprise everyone with like what the fuck moments, right? I'm going to go ahead and put them in A, and I'm going to put them behind RSG Singapore.
All right, behind RSG Singapore.
Actually, I take that back. I'm putting them in front of RSG Singapore.
Okay, above of RSG Singapore and above of Todak and Impunity. So, there you have it, Omega. All right, cool. But can we just all agree that Omega It's just so weird. It's really weird because in the regular season, it feels like there's a lot of mistakes that they just keep on making, right? Constantly. They just keep on making these little mistakes that obviously end up with them losing the game. But in the playoffs, when they get into the lower brackets, that's when they start popping off. Because it's the exact same thing that we saw from MSC. When Execration played in the upper brackets and in the group stage, we saw some mistakes. Impunity were able to take some games off of them. But once they get into that lower bracket, it's just bullshit. Right?
Like, I see chat.
They need that pressure.
Dude, I see them wondering, like, why am I putting them in A tier? The reason why I'm putting Omega in A tier is because most teams at this point, they know how to draft around Omega and they know how to play around Omega. A lot of their wins come from pretty much the fact that Chaknu either makes amazing plays, which is what he's known for, right? And also just the follow-up from the rest of the team. But a lot of it does rely on Chaknu. So I feel like one of the clear weaknesses here for Omega is just there's so much, like, their playstyle honestly hasn't changed much.
Kind of flippy, I guess, yeah?
Yeah, like, they pretty much know, like, hey, Omega's going to turn a switch on at a certain point in time. And then that's what they're known for, right? Coming back. So that's why I put them here, because again, if they actually, most of these teams, especially with the playstyles of RSG Philippines, the playstyle of RRQ especially, if they end the game fast before Omega even gets the chance to do what they're known for doing, before they even get a chance to come back, then it's going to be really difficult for Omega. Now, in the playoffs of MPL Season 9, they showed that they can end games earlier, and they don't have to wait for those Omega timers like we call it here in the Philippines. But it's still, again, you're talking about the best teams from Southeast Asia, and there's a lot at like play here.
Yeah. Agreed. You know, and I think Omega as well, I think they prefer to be in A tier. You know, if they look at tier lists, they prefer to be a team who's not considered a favorite. That's where they become strong, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
In MPLPH, we saw that. In MSC 2021, we saw that. When no one expects them to actually like be a dominant force, that's when they actually pop off.
Yeah, because that's the same thing that happened in the regular season of Philippines here. Like preseason rankings, I can't remember off the top of my head, but you know, they're basically, Omega wasn't at the top, right? And then throughout the season, they struggled, man. They were at a point like week 6, 7 that they almost didn't make it to the playoffs, right? And for some reason, again, that's what they're known for, comebacks, right? But going into MSC, you got to think too, like all the teams that they're playing against here is not like all the teams in the regular season of the Philippines, right? All these teams are at their tip top. They're either champions or runner-ups. And it's going to be a bloodbath, dude. So like they don't have as much leeway to come back and flip that switch on. And I feel like if they completely deviate from their play style, then it's like something that's too new for them to actually execute well in MSC.
Okay, there you go. That's the opinion of Naisou for Omega. And currently, we only have 4 more teams left. And I think we can kind of do a speed round on these teams, right? Orange Esports. Orange Esports, 2nd place in MPL Malaysia. Where do you think they go?
Let me ask you, are you actually putting, like, what is D for you on your tier list?
Well, there can't be a shit team. Like, let's be honest here, right? When you qualify for MSC, they're just 0 shit teams. D is basically like, for me personally, I feel like this is the weakest team in MSC 2022. Again, opinion-wise, right? From their performance, that's what I think D is.
Okay.
D's like a team that I haven't seen that much, and I don't think they're gonna perform because of some reasons.
Okay. Because like honestly, I haven't watched a ton of Orange. Although like I did some research on them, and I see super clear like weaknesses in their team. So I would put them on D on my own tier list, right? On this tier list. So I would put them in D. I'm not saying they're shit. I'm not saying they're bad, but what I'm saying is they like if Gary, their jungler, he can usually carry games. Like if you look at the kid's KDA in a lot of the games, or just the heroes that he plays, the plays that he makes is great, right? But what happens is even if he has a great game, the rest of the team can fall apart. And so and sometimes I feel like he puts himself in situations as a jungler that he doesn't necessarily need to be in, and then ends up, you know, dying or something ends up happening. Although he can carry games, I'm putting Orange here in D because I don't know a ton about them, to be honest. But from what I have seen, you know, a few games of the regular season and their playoffs and whatnot, I see some apparent weaknesses here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them in D.
Okay, there you go. D for Orange Esports. Now, let's talk about Onic Esports. I'm pretty surprised that no one's rating them at all. You know, no one's thinking about Onic currently. In my opinion, I don't know if you have us casters, obviously, because we keep on watching, maybe, right? We just keep on watching. We also try to analyze it ourselves, but a lot of fans, a lot of people were just spectators. They're not really rating Onic at all.
Yeah. Onic is like Onic ID reminds me a lot of Onic Philippines in a way.
I
like
agree.
The way that right,
like
yeah, the way they play, the way that
feels like an M3. After M3, they became even like more similar, right? Season 9, it feels like Onic ID. They're trying to replicate Onic PH, in my opinion. The playstyle.
Yeah, I know, and it's super weird because like when you think Onic, you think they're gonna dominate. Honestly, that's the first thought that pops in my head when I hear Onic, any ID or Philippines, and you think, dude, these guys are gonna dominate. But then they don't. Like there's times where they don't, right? And so again, I feel like ID could be a dark horse here though, because like what you said,
there you go,
right?
Yeah.
I want to put them in the dark horse category here because same thing, man. Like it's not a lot of people are paying attention to them, and at the same time, you kind of automatically think, okay, Onic is a force to be reckoned with, but what if they're not?
True.
Right.
True.
So for me, they're a dark horse.
Dark horse above, below IDNS.
I'll put them above IDNS here.
Above IDNS. All right. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment because again, we've seen Onic. Well, this new roster, right? This is not the Kage era roster where they just fucking dominated everything. They dominated in the regular season, from season 7 to 8 to 9. They still were dominant. They finished top 2 in all these 3 seasons. And the thing is, in the playoffs of season 7, they kind of choked it a little bit, right? And then in M3. We saw. I gotta have to say that they kind of choked it as well, right? They lost to Cade after winning against Onic PH, and they lost to Todak. They were put in the lower brackets because of this performance. They needed just one more victory to secure that top 2 position. They already won against Onic PH, which I still to this day feel like was the toughest opponents in that group. But I agree. I think Onic, dark horse. Evos SG though. It's time for Evos SG. What was the score in the MPLSG finals? Was it 4-3 or was it like 4-1, 4-2?
God, I was just watching this in MPLSG finals. I was actually just watching this today. Let me pull this up. It was
4-1.
Is this right? 4-1.
Yeah,
4-1 RSG. Yeah. And it's another thing. Like Evos Singapore is a team that like when you hear Evos, like you think, you know, they're gonna be kind of like a very strong team, and on paper they are. Like if you watch those games, it's like they are a strong team. They have great potential, but just sometimes it just falls through, right? And I don't know why that is, but I was trying to like analyze it today, and again, I just feel like Evos, they have the history there, they have everything they need, but they just fall short on the execution for them. And I don't know how that's going to play in here. So I'm actually going to put them, they're not a dark horse for me. I'm going to put them in, D as well.
In D as well.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, see you soon. Now, see you soon. This like MPLI, they shocked the world, to be honest, right? You watch MPLI, right?
Yeah.
When they beat Todak, I was stunned, dude. I did not know what to think because I didn't expect them to do it, and they won by out mechanicking. I guess they basically out mechanicked Todak. That's something that's really tough to do. Like even RRQ sometimes lose out in these mechanical fights, like we saw in M3.
See it, cause like see it soon, man. If I remember right, Cambodia. So they got swept. Yeah, they got swept by Impunity. Right. So, I mean, I'm gonna put them in C. They're not a dark horse for me. I think again, for me, they're in C just because dark horse is a different tier, right? And I feel like people kind of know what to expect from CU soon. I know they have some surprises, but kind of like what you said, you know, the surprises will be there, but at the same time, they fall short in some areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them in C, man.
All right, cool. There you go. C for. See you soon. Okay, are all the teams in order? Falcon above see you soon, Orange above Evos, or do you want to put Evos above of Orange in D tier?
Honestly, for D, man, it doesn't matter that much to me. We can put Evos above Orange, because like I know some people are gonna think about C games, right? But like C games is a completely different. I feel like atmosphere, right?
Yeah, different team as well, right? Like Blacklist won't be competing in MSC.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, but I'm pretty much happy with this tier list for me. It's the same thing, man. Like when we all did the tier list for season 9 MPL Philippines, like a lot of us were dead wrong, right? But who knows how things will play out in MSC. This is just.
I mean, we don't need to go. We can go a little bit further and talk about M3. Did anyone? Come on, like BTK getting top 3, like dude, that tournament was M3 maybe was the tagline. Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, that's what I like. Like
that's what I like about tournaments. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's what I like about tournaments. Is like there's so many factors into play here. Especially for MSC, right? And who knows, like how many players will be affected by the live audience that we haven't had to deal with for so long, right? Like a lot of people don't even take that in consideration, because when we had in MPL Philippines, when we had the kind of like the players there on the live portion, even just the players there, like week 3, I think it rattled some of them. Like literally when we talked to them, it rattled some of them. So what more at MSC when you're gonna have a bigger audience and you're gonna be in a bigger place, a place you're not used to, and who knows how many factors are playing in here. So this is just
there's gonna be more games as well, definitely, than C games.
Exactly. And those many times that you're playing consecutively days ahead, and staying healthy, staying mentally strong, like there's so many freaking factors, man, that our tier list could mean nothing.
Yeah, again, guys, for everyone back at home who's watching right now, this is just an opinion, again, right? This is the opinion of Naisou. This is currently the tier list of Naisou for the MSC 2022 teams. But again, it's just an opinion. You guys have a different opinion. Maybe you think Orange is the best team in this tournament. No problem. Again, we don't know until the tournament actually starts. This is just a rough prediction based on what we've been watching and based on how we think the game should be played, Maybe if I'm a more aggressive style player, I'd put Omega as number 1, If maybe I like it to be very objective oriented, it might be Evos SG that gets number 1 right now. It all depends, guys, on your how you look at the game. So again, this is the opinion of Naisou, caster from MPL PH. Maybe MSC caster. Just put in that maybe. No confirmation just yet, boys. So
maybe get to cast with you someday. I don't know.
Maybe we get to cast together. Hopefully we do get to cast together. Maybe in a final game. Question mark. Sheesh. ... But yeah. All right. Thank you, Naisou, for the tier list, my dude. And hopefully
thank you, man.
You don't get attacked by some fans.
If it does, like I'm completely used to it, man. I feel like as a caster, like you can't put everybody in favorites, right?
Dude, like you know how crazy it is. All right, just imagine this, right? My favorite team is Bigatron Alpha. It's been my favorite team since season 7, but I don't show it in cast, right? So when they were up against Evos, everyone was saying that I was biased towards Evos. Like my G. You got the wrong team, but all right, buddy. Yeah. Again, we're kind of used to the hate from fans, but
part of the job.
It's part of the job, I think every analyst from every sport or esport understands this as well. It's fine, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, Naisou.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming by as well on the Discord, sharing your thoughts on BTK and MSC. Hopefully, I get to see you later in in Malaysia, man. Hopefully we get to
Hopefully,
cast
man.
together, man. I don't know though, you
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Well, until then, bro.
Till then.
I'll see you when I see you.
All right, man. Thank you so much for joining.
Appreciate
Goodbye,
it.
bro.
Thank you, Mirko. Thank you, chat. Enjoy.
All right. There you go, boys. That was the prediction from Naisou. Again, go follow him, guys. His Instagram is Naisou. If you're still in the chat right now, can you plug your socials real quick? Just plug your socials in chat, and I'll try to highlight it. Yeah, I'm gonna highlight it once you. All right, I'm going to pin the message once you do it. Once you put in your social. So if you're still in the chat, please do put in your social so I can pin it, so everyone can go and follow you, check you out, your YouTube channel as well. But yeah, guys, go ahead and check him out. I think if you just search up Naisou on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, you're probably gonna see his socials. So go ahead. He stellar caster, one of the best in Philippines. English. I really like the way he casts, and I really like his opinions as well. But now it's time for your boy to put in the predictions for what's it called, for MSC 2022. Give me a second, okay? Mirko, MPL ID caster. Okay, so this is gonna be my prediction. Let's just put everyone down real quick. Just put everyone down real quick. Boom, boom, bang, bada bing. Okay. Ashish, there you go. Okay, let me just pin that real quick. Go ahead and follow Naisou, boys, in chat right now. Prediksi gua Evos Legends, nonton di gua ba? Kelas anjing, siap bro. We need Leo MPL PH prediction, dude. You can probably go and check him out on his channel. Probably will be doing an MPL PH prediction, a prediction for MSC 2022 as well. But yeah, let's go. Here we go, boys. For me, let's start with RRQ, right? RRQ Hoshi, as an Indonesian caster, as a person who's been casting MPL ID for 3 seasons now, I think I have a solid opinion on RRQ Hoshi, especially this season 9. Okay, so again, before we get started here, I just want to tell everyone in chat right now that this is just an opinion. I have different opinions to Naisou, to you guys. You guys can have a different opinion, and it's completely fine. We're all humans. We all think differently, and that's why it's beautiful to see people's opinions. But me personally, I'm gonna have to put RRQ Hoshi still in S tier, even though yes, they did not perform in M3. They did not get the top 3 spot. They actually lost out to 2 Filipino teams, getting 6-0 in total, or no, 7-0 in total. Wait, yeah, 6-0 in total. 3-0 to Onic PH and 3-0 to Blacklist International. Even then, after looking at MPL ID, I feel like they've made very good improvements, with Coach Phil coming in, taking the role of Coach Achil. I feel like it's really great, because Achil, he's sticking to his strong suit, which is the draft, and Coach Phil, he's more of a supportive coach mentally, right? He gives out these pep talks to the players. He raises up the momentum, the morale of the team, and I think it's really working. Just as data right now, statistics for you guys at home, RRQ Hoshi with their main lineup: Skylar, Vin, Albert, R7, who am I gonna forget? Clay. These 5 members, they haven't lost a single game, a single match, technically, in MPL ID Season 9. They are still sitting at a 100% win rate. The only times RQ lost were the times that they used their secondary roster and, a few of the substitute players. When they use their full roster, it just almost seems like they are, it feels like they have no weaknesses, to be completely honest, right? I feel like they cover those weaknesses really well with their players. When Albert's not performing in the jungle role, Skylar comes into play, Clay comes into play. When they don't get that early lead with Albert and Vin, they play with Clay, they play with Skylar, they adapted the game plan really quick, and the drafts as well. They're really good at the drafts currently now, with Coach Phil and Achil at the helms. It's very different in C games, again, because it was a mix of players. It was an all-star teams with Sans as the mid laner, a person who usually doesn't really play the jungle. I mean, the mid lane. He's usually a jungler. So I'm not using this as an excuse for the C games performance, but I'm just saying that RRQ Hoshi, I feel like they're going to be stronger here. Albert will look stronger, R7 as well, and Vin compared to C games. And I'm going to have to put them as one of the favorites here. There you go. First team up in S tier, or favorite tier. is going to be RRQ Hoshi. Next, though, we're going to go on to, obviously, guys, RSGPH. We have to talk about RSGPH. Now, RSGPH, in my personal opinion, again, Naisou, he said that he's been supporting this team for a long time, and he said that he might be biased towards RSGPH. But me, as an Indonesian myself, as a person who's been watching MPLPH non-stop currently since SEA Games ended, I've been watching a lot of different MPLs here from all the different regions. Again, trying to get the feel of every single region and every single team, what they have to offer in the international stage. And RSGPH, I'm going to tell you guys this without a doubt. This is definitely no bias whatsoever, considering that I'm Indonesian. I think they are the best team in MSC 2022 currently. But there's an exception here. With Coach Panda, I've heard that Coach Panda won't be flying over to Malaysia. He won't be coaching them directly in Malaysia, and I think this might be a slight problem for them, right? I think they are the best team in MSC 2022. I don't think they're the best team by far, though, by a huge gap. I think RRQ can take some games off of them, and I personally think that without Coach Panda, there might be, they're gonna have to shift a little bit. Like they're gonna have to go down a little bit here. I don't think they're going to be below RRQ Hoshi, but I think it might be they're a little bit stronger than RRQ or equal. They're equal, greater than or equals to RRQ Hoshi. That's what I feel like RSGPH brings to the table here, because again, I've seen them play. When I take a look at Indonesia, I try to take a look at both micro and macro, right? When I take a look at our Philippines, just looking at the macro alone, I am fucking blown away. The fact that how they play the game is very, very different to Indonesians, in my opinion. In Indonesia, I feel like the style is more like just really like fights. We really like to force these good team fights and try to flip games with one big team fight. I guess kind of similar, but not exactly like Omega. But yeah, I just think like RSGPH, the fundamentals, they've gotten it, man. They are objective oriented, but they can take fights as well. They're really good at the pick-off game, and they can draft really well with every single player having very deep hero pools. I can keep on going about RSGPH, right? Nats Light, Demon Kite. All these players, they're insane, and I gotta put them right now above just a little bit of above RRQ, just a little bit, or they might just be equal. Again, I need to watch and see how the no Panda MSC 2022 RSG will perform. And again, yeah, the reason I'm putting RRQ in maybe a little bit lower than RSGPH is because I don't know how they're going to perform here in the international stage, because it's an undeniable fact that we need to talk about this now. RRQ back in M3, they didn't really, they weren't that dominant force that I expected them to be. And in SEA Games, with the loss as well, this might actually go into their mental. Whereas RSG, they're fresh, they're champions in Philippines. They haven't really suffered any losses so far, right? They've just been scrimming, and I think their confidence is at an all-time high currently. Meanwhile, RRQ with some of the members losing out to Blacklist International in the SEA Bowl in SEA Games, I think that might actually hit their confidence a little bit. So that's why I'm putting them slightly lower than RSG. But now it's time to take a look at the Malaysian champions. For me, Malaysian champions, Todak, really good performance all around. But for me, I don't know why, but I feel like the SEA Games version of the Todak team with Zorn actually is kind of better than the Todak that we have right now. Like, I'm not trying to take away from the roamer of Todak, but I feel like Zorn just fits really well. That full tank style, the very aggressive style that he brings, I think it just clicks with Todak players. He's obviously not going to be playing for Todak, so the roamer is going to be the big question for Todak, because I think they have a very solid team, but the roamer needs to be the one who tries to look for these crazy fights and tries to initiate for these fights, because we see that somewhat in MPL MY, but again, I feel like the Malaysian team from SEA Games was a bit better with Zorn because of just how aggressive he is, that he can just enable his team really well. So for me personally, I'm just gonna have to put Todak in A tier. Definitely not a team that you can just leave out of the top tiers here. Definitely still a top tier team. Malaysia is still really, really good, but Zorn was just such a he was so good at SEA Games. When I watched the game, when I was casting the game, I only looked at Zorn because he's the make it or break it player. He's the guy that you need to look at. When they win games, they win it on the back of Zorn's play. And when they lose, sometimes it's also because of Zorn being overly aggressive, but you can't blame it entirely on him, right? So, Todak in the A tier. For me, now, I think we move on to the Singaporean champions. Now, this is where I feel like it's going to be different for me. For me, I would still put RRQ SG in A tier for sure, but there's a big question for there's a big question mark for me in terms of how this team is going to perform on stage in Malaysia with the crowd. Because remember, the jungler, I think his name is Bray, right? His name is Bray, the jungler. Let me just double check real quick. I don't want to misspell his name. Yeah, Bray. This kid is new. He's very young, very talented player, but how does he perform on the international stage? This is always something that I think about when I comment on anything. SEA Games, I had the same exact question for Owl and Gonzalez. I mean, for Owl and Dominic, my bad. Got mixed up with their real names, Soto and Gonzalez. But yeah, I had the same questions for these two. I asked this many times on stream, and it overall became a determining factor in why I put SEA Games lower than Indonesia in my SEA Games prediction. Is like, how are these rookies going to perform on the international stage? Because that's a big question mark, guys. You could be really good. You could be really good, like obviously Gonzalez and Soto, but you could also just completely just flop, right? And I think there's a lot of expectations put onto him right now with the successful run that that Singapore managed to do in SEA Games, getting that bronze medal, beating Malaysia. I think there's a lot of pressure here now for RRQ Singapore. And I think a lot of people might think that Evos SG currently are stronger than RRQ Singapore because of their SEA Games performance. Remember, yes, RRQ Singapore were the champions, but in the upper bracket finals, Evos actually were able to take RRQ Singapore down 2-1 in the best of 3 upper bracket finals. So again, there's still a lot of questions for this RRQ Singapore team. I think when they're solid, they're a really good team, but I'm gonna have to put them below of Todak here in MSC 2022, the tier list for me. And now I think it's time to talk about Impunity. For me, Impunity, I think this team is really, really good, for sure. I think they are really, really good, but they're really, really good when they're playing for OP. When OP gets his time to shine, when he gets the farm, when he gets the resources necessary to carry his team, he does it. He does it really well, especially with the support of all his teammates. But, boot, that's about it. Most of their wins have come from OP either enabling his team, getting the gold lane ahead, and winning the games out from the mid or the gold lane, or OP just carrying, right? And I think that's a big... sure, it's a good game plan for them, but I think it's a very, very big weakness point that people can exploit. The fact that they really rely on OP performing, you know? And again, this isn't really the assassin meta anymore. He can't really use these crazy hyper carries to the extent that he did back in MPL Cambodia regular season. So I'm gonna have to put Impunity actually in the dark horse position. I feel like they can be a huge threat, just like they were in MSC 2021, but I don't think they are in the level where they're a very crazy, well-rounded team right now. You know, I think there's still a lot of mistakes that they do in their games from me personally when I watch them. So Impunity in the dark horse position currently. Now we are going to go over... Okay, we got all the champions out of the way. It's time for Myanmar. Falcon. Now, Falcon. Again, not a lot of data to go by when we're talking about Falcon Esports here. We saw the other team. Again, I forgot. Trend Esports. Yeah, Trend Esports were the ones who participated in SEA Games. And yeah, they were pretty good. But again, I feel like they just lost out to Malaysia. They lost out to Philippines. And they were only able to get one victory, if I'm not mistaken, right? I don't know about Falcon Esports, but I'm going to have to, agree with Naisou here. I'm putting them at C currently because, again, no MPL really means that you don't have that super long season for you to experience. That's something that you kind of, I think, need for a big stage tournament like this. Impunity has it, definitely. They've been here for a long time. They've actually participated in MSC 2021 as well, so they're really good. They're really good in terms of experience as well. But Falcon, first time international tournament. Again, going by my standards, that experience does matter. I'm gonna have to put Falcon in C tier for now. But now I'm going to go with Onic. This is really tough for me because I love Onic, even though, you know, me and Gani, we do a lot of banter because he's an Onic fan. I'm a Bigatron fan. I kind of diss Onic because I want to diss Gani, but I really do rate this team properly. I really like the players. I really like the coaches as well. They're really kind. Coach, shout out Coach Mars and analyst Coach Aldo. Of course, the whole team as well. Julian Boots, they're all so fucking kind. But yeah, I'm going to have to be honest. They've been super consistent when it comes to the domestic league, MPID. But when it comes to international tournaments and when it comes to playoffs, they kind of struggle sometimes, you know? In MPL Season 7, they were knocked out in day 2 of the playoffs. In Season 8, they ultimately won, but they did kind of struggle. They were put down into the lower brackets by RRQ. In Season 9, that did not repeat itself. RRQ were able to win it in the end. And I think Onic in international tournaments aren't as strong as the Onic that comes up and shows up in the domestic tournaments. So I would put them as a dark horse. And funnily enough, personally for me, I think that this works really well for Onic. Because when no one thinks that Onic is the best team, or when no one looks at them as a favorite team to win, they actually perform better. They're really good at going for these unpredictable drafts, and I think that's what's going to help them here. And I want to see this from Onic. Don't be scared in the drafts, because in M3 it feels like they're just going for the same standard old draft again and again, because they were too scared to experiment in the big stage, I think personally. And the thing is, back in MPL ID Season 8 and Season 9, that's exactly what made them such a successful team in the regular season. The fact that they can play these really weird drafts properly. So that's for me. That's where Onic lies for me. But now, let's head on over to IDNS. Now for me, IDNS, yes, they are good. Like Naisou has mentioned before in his prediction. They also have some experience. They have won MSC before, 2017, with IZ. I would put IDNS still, though, in C tier. I think they're, I don't know. I think Myanmar still edges out when it comes to the skill level. So I'm going to have to put IDNS as C tier. This is where my opinion differs from Naisou. There you go. Now I guess we move over to Omega. Now, recap. Naisou put Omega as an A tier because, again, their performance, they're not really a... I don't know how to say this properly. They're a big game player. They're a big game team. That's it. You know, I think that's the easiest way to describe this team. When you put pressure on them, they perform. But when they don't get pressure, when there's no pressure on them, they kind of they don't really play at that high level. You know, it feels like they switch on levels. They switch they switch the switch. I guess the light switch whenever they're in pressure. But for me, yes, they rely on Kelra and obviously Chaknu to make these plays and to really get this team going when it's Omega time, right? But I think that's a great strategy for them. And I think that Chaknu, yes. The thing is, yes, they're very flippy. I'm trying to explain my thoughts right now. They're very flippy, right? It's a very coin flip kind of playstyle that they have right now. Because when Chaknu performs, Chakmamba comes out and he gets those big plays with Kelra to follow up. They're insane. But when they don't, they kind of struggle. But for me, because Chakmamba is just so consistent in these big games, we've seen it time and time again. I'm putting Omega in S tier as well. I'll put them as the lowest S tier because I feel like fundamentally, again, they perform like crazy when you put pressure on them. When you don't, they kind of chill a bit too much and they make a lot of these mistakes. So Kelra and Kelra and Chaknu, definitely the star players here. E2 Max for sure, really good as well. The entire team is solid, man. But I think these two players are going to be the ones to actually, you know, the ones that you need to keep your eye on And I think because of that, Omega, very, very scary team. Very, very scary team. I'd put them in S tier, but the below RRQ. Because, again, like I mentioned, I don't know yet if they can. Yeah, again, for everyone who's saying that Omega is a dark horse, dark horse is, I think, the team that you don't really rate properly because you think, oh, they're not going to do anything here, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're strong. They have their qualities, but they're not going to be... They're not good fundamentally. That's what I think, right? In international tournaments. So Onic ID, people are just not rating them properly in my opinion. So dark horse, Impunity as well, but Omega definitely not a dark horse. If they're not S tier, they're for sure highest A tier. So yeah, I'm gonna put Omega right there. Orange Esports, I would say they're the they should be the best C tier team for me. I think they're the best C tier team here. Yeah, I think they're just the best C tier team. Min and Man, the twin buff, they're good, but there's a lot of mistakes like Naisou mentioned. I also watched MPL MY. I've been watching a lot of MPLs recently, different regions, and yeah, there's a lot of mistakes that other teams can definitely take advantage of, capitalize on, and maybe they can you know dust off these mistakes. Maybe they can shake up some of the rust, but I think they're just the best C tier team here, in terms of my tier list. Let's move on to Evos SG though, because Evos SG, let me be honest with you guys, Evos SG are really strong. I wouldn't personally put him, me personally, I don't want to put them in D tier because with their performance in C Games, it's insane. The thing is, they don't have a jungler. The jungler that was in C Games was a Flash jungler. Was it Team Flash? Yeah, Team Flash. It was Reminiscent. Reminiscent was the jungler, and he was really good. Shout out Reminiscent if you're watching. He was really good in C Games. And Evos SG played with Soul. So there are two things to note here. Okay, in C Games when they won against Malaysia, they're really good, really good. But they had Reminiscent, right? Reminiscent is better than their jungler currently, I think, because Jox is a rookie if I'm not mistaken, right? So I think Reminiscent, is Reminiscent a rookie as well? I don't know, but Reminiscent played well, and I think he played better than Evos SG, this jungler, from what I've seen, and that's how I rate Reminiscent. But the thing is, Evos SG in C Games as well, they didn't play with their full roster. It was Soul who was playing in the XP lane, not Gear. Meanwhile, I feel like Gear is the best XP laner in Singapore. By the way, Gear, Indo Pride, my guy. I didn't know that you were Indonesian, but KB told me. Indo Pride, I guess, my dude. But yeah, I think Gear can make it or break it. This guy's a very flashy player in the XP lane. Whenever he gets the heroes that playmaking heroes, he does really well. We saw this in M3 when he had the Yuzong on his hands, when he had the Alice on his hands. He does perform. But I do agree that they are definitely not in that A tier yet. I feel like Evos SG, they are in the Dark Horse category as well. Just right above of Impunity in my opinion, because I feel like they have more win conditions than Impunity. They're also very good objectively. So yeah, I think that's a solid place to put them at. And D tier, I think See You Soon stays where they are here. They rely too much on fights and pickoffs and mechanical plays, in my personal opinion. I really like the playstyle, to be honest, because when they lose or when they win, it's always entertaining. It feels kind of like an Aura Fire. It's like a Cambodian Aura Fire, right? They go in, they look for these fights, they look for the good pickoffs, and they win based on that. But I think it's too one-dimensional, personally, currently, especially with the patch looking like this, tank meta, bruiser heavy. It's gonna be really tough to look for those crazy team fights and to look for those crazy pickoffs. So See You Soon staying where they are, and this is my tier list. Oh, guys, shout out everyone, say hello Omwiwi is in the chat, boys. MVP by Omwiwi. But yeah, there. That's my prediction. That's my tier list currently. Bro, turn it up. We can't hear you. You can't hear me? There's no way. It's like all the way. It's maxed out. maxed out. This is a pretty good tier list. Well, yeah, there you go, boys. You can screenshot it and stuff, but this is my prediction. This is my tier list for MSC 2022. That's MSG 2022. This prediction is accurate, plus the explanation, but of course, Toxic PH fans won't understand. Wait. Wait. I would actually expect Indonesian fans to be angry with this tier list because I put RRQ below RRQ PH. I don't think PH fans should be complaining, to be honest. I think this is a very objective, like, very objective. I always try to be objective, unless when Bigatron Alpha, obviously. If Bigatron Alpha or Liverpool play in MSC, then goodbye objectivity. But yeah, Nats versus R7, Skylar versus Kelra gonna be lit. I agree. I like your tier list and respect it. Honestly, MSC 2022 is going to be wild and a lot can happen. Yeah, and again, guys, this is just an opinion. Remember, we all had our opinions before M3, and most of us were wrong. You know, and none of the casters predicted BTK to be top 3. They fucking went. And no one predicted Na'Vi to be such a threat in M3, but again, they showed up. But yeah, guys, that's about it for me. That's about it for me. That's about it for the prediction. Just don't let Kelra hold 1-1 and Beatrix. Yeah, just ban out Kelra's playmaking heroes. Just put him on something like the Layla. Hopefully he doesn't carry with it. I think he still probably will carry with something like a Layla, but yeah. Omega's probably gonna win. Big game team. Again, any one of these teams can win MSC, guys. I'm not trying to say that See You Soon won't win. There's no chance of them winning. There's still a chance of them winning. Again, just because I put them in D tier doesn't mean that they have zero chance. There's no shit team in MSC. They're all fucking good. They made it here because they worked hard for it, and they will try their best, 100%, to win. Ban Mirko's 1-1. Well, come on, guys. If Wish is in MSC, then there will be no teams. It would just be, you know, they're just gonna give Wish the trophy. Best 1-1 of all time. Of all time. Yeah. Unfortunately, no one's picking him up though. No team is picking it up. You know, Bigatron, you need the best 1-1 in the world. You call Wish, my dude. Ban Mirko 1-1. Indonesian Toxic was insane. They report your Instagram and TikTok. No, buddy. Nah. They're all good, bro. Like, I mean, the Indonesian Toxic fans are bad, but most Indonesians aren't like that. Those are the toxic Indonesian fans that try to provoke people. That's not the same, okay? But yeah, that's it, boys. That's it. Naisou looks like Joe from Family Guy with beard and ability to walk. Kelra will melt the enemy base in 2 seconds with his B-tricks. I hope we see bangers because I feel like every game can be bangers, should be bangers. I want to lose my voice in MSC. But yeah, I guess that's it, boys. That's it for all the MSC talks right now. Who do you think the best gold laner is right now? Kelra. I think the best gold laner currently is Kelra. His presence is disgusting, TBH. Can't wait for Indonesian streamer to react to Chak Mamba. They've already done it. We all reacted to Chak Mamba. I did it live when I watched Execration beat Evos in the lower brackets. Can't wait to see Kelra. Filipino Savage? Question mark. Eterna and MSC. Ask Eterna. Mirko, what about the talks about the automatic spot for M4? Okay, yeah. Last thing before we go off, guys. The last thing we need to talk about is there's a system that is being recommended currently, and I think it really works. I'm just gonna voice my opinion on this as well. So basically, KB, he spoke out about this. KB is an analyst in Indonesia, MPL ID analyst, one of the best analysts with Omwiwi, of course. But he said in his live that he thinks that the MSC winner, MSC champion, should get an automatic slot to M4. Because again, it kind of stops people from disregarding the odd numbered seasons, right? Like season 7, when you qualify to MSC, some players don't want to play because they're like, MSC, not important. I only play when there's an M series championship, you know? I think if they give the MSC champion a slot for M4, there's gonna be a lot more hype, I guess, definitely, and also a lot more motivation for the players when they do play in these odd numbered seasons. When they go in MSC as well, they're going to be more hyped. Oh, but Omwawa is saying better use points. So that works as well, I guess. You know, you can use points or you could use MSC, the MSC champions, because there's just a lot of different opinions here. There are different games who do it differently, because Dota, they have a point system, if I'm not mistaken, right? They have a point system all around who gets invited to the World Championship. I personally think that the MSC champion should just get the M4 slot because they've won MSC. They've done so much in the regular season of in the odd numbered season to get into MSC and to win it all. I think they deserve it instantly, in my opinion. Point system works too. Whatever, as long as it's fair, I think it works out. As long as it makes the odd numbered season more important as well, because currently there's just a lot of pro players that just sleeps on the odd numbered seasons, and there's a lack of motivation. I hope the system gets reworked so that we can see odd and even numbered seasons be equally important here, because obviously every single tournament we need to see the best of the best, and I want to see everyone compete at max level, max potential as well. But yeah, that's it, boys. Myanmar not joining? Yeah, Myanmar is joining. Falcon Esports joining. But yeah, there you go, boys. Thank you so much for watching, I guess. And thank you guys so much for watching. Everyone in chat, thank you guys so much. I'm just going to read out everyone here. Regixor, thank you, my guy. What if the MSC winner happens to qualify in Season 10? Oh. Moonton, maybe you can think of that too. I don't know how to, you know. Nice question, Reggie. But yeah, the system hasn't been introduced yet, so we're not gonna have to think about that for a while. I think this MSC is just gonna go on as usual, no problem whatsoever. So that's it, boys. You know, thank you everyone in chat. Thank you, Reggie, for the question. Regixor, Tushar, James, Ivan, Mizu, LM Tanagra, Suzu Kahura, Jan Oblak is watching. Nice. Luis Albert, Naisou, thank you so much, Naisou, for coming on Discord and talking about the teams. Tushar, Juswa, Ruzu, Cap Channel PH, Valar, Morgulis, Game of Thrones fan, thank you. Cairo, James, Ivan again, Oh My Karma, Kana-chan, Random Derp Boy, Jinjin, thank you all so much. And hopefully you guys will be here as well tomorrow when I'm going to be playing and maybe doing a Waifu MLBB tier list. Boom bang, bada bing, Liverpool, best club in the world. Yeah, anyway, our boys. To everyone who's a Liverpool fan, you'll never walk alone, bro. We're gonna do it again, 2022. I can't shout out your name. Your name is in Japanese, Mr. Nice Guy. But yeah, see you guys. Thank you so much, and peace out.
Drop the roof and let the smoke clear.